my chair is permitted to start. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and very good afternoon. I am Professor Dr. Nasiruddin. I am working as a Dean in National University of Bangladesh, and I am also the head and professor in the Department of Library and Information Science. Right now, basically, I think I myself only one who come from Bangladesh to attend this conference. So I am lucky enough, and I am giving thanks especially to the organizing committee. As I have already, you have sanctioned me 30 minutes. I think I will be able to do it within a time. So first of all, this is the title of my presentation I would like to share. And before going to my presentation, I need to say something about this total presentation. That is basically, you see, the traditional approach of library and information science always bring as usual result, which is not satisfactory, especially for the poverty alleviation, especially for the eradication of illiteracy and something like this. So, this is basically the project that we have undertaken when I was working with UNDP, and they have a good wing with CWW Concern Worldwide. I worked there as a consultant, and the project I have intervened over there, and the proposal start to end I was involved with it as a consultant. So this is the project basically who changed the lives of the extreme poor children. Just before going to my presentation, you see collection, organization, dissemination and preservation. This is basically the job of a librarian. People believe like this, we are like nursing, we are like air hostess or something like this, who will provide service to others. We born only for others, not for us. This project will show you, and I think thousands of projects right now operating throughout the world, whose prove that yes, library science itself is a discipline who operate many successful projects where pharmacist, psychologist, social scientist works under the librarian or the library professionals. So how? This basically the presentation will give you a glimpse, give you an idea. I believe you will enjoy it. And if you have any question, please keep it in your mind. I am ready to reply. I think if you just give your attention from start to end, it would be my pleasure that I will give you at least some idea about this project. Why this template I used? There may be a question arised. You see, these are the poor people who lives in very remote rural areas, who are not going to school, who are playing continuously, moving here and there because of river erosion. You know, river erosion area, these are the sea, extreme poor people, only they are not living in river erosion areas, they are living in also slum areas as well. But the template I used meaningfully. Who are the extreme poor? The photograph reveals that, yes, you see, these people, this is the waterlogged people. During flood, he cannot move outside at all for work purposes. This one is river erosion area. The man thinks where he will go after this side, river erosion. They are just shifting themselves continuously from that side to that side because they have very small belongings. And this picture reveals that this is the Haur area. In our country, there is a lot of basin area. Only 3 or 4 months, it is completely affected by flood, sudden flood. People cultivate their plants, people cultivate their paddies and something like this. Suddenly, flood comes and automatically devastates all of their dreams, all of their crops. So, 9 months, they depend on other income generating activities, especially they are coming from place to city. So these people are very extreme poor. And you see the extreme poor student, like the previous one, they don't have any work, they are not going to school, they are not doing anything. And this is also the extreme poor children, you see, they are playing continuously. And basically the definition given by World Bank is extreme poor means who are living under poverty line, which is per day $1.92. Their income per day $1.92. If in Indian rupee, I think that is less than 200, less than 300. $1.92. Okay. 130 like this. So thus we identify our exchequer, because we have a poverty continuum, and who are extreme poor, who are ultra poor, there is a particular definition on it. And I need to say something about my country, because most of you, I think, doesn't know about Bangladesh, though we are very happy and we can say very, very proudly that yes, we know the Indian history, because once we were the part of India. So first of all, we must have to know the history of India. So many of you may doesn't know. That's why I just want to see you. He is the father of nation. Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Here, Professor Lakshman Rao is here. I heard from him that when he was a master's student, he has seen our liberation war. He has read many documents, many articles, and learned many things about that. In 1971, we became independent after 9 months bloody war with Pakistan. 30 lakhs people died, 2 lakhs women and mother sexually harassed, and finally after 9 months in 1971, it has been started in 26 March and at 16 December. So just last week we celebrated our victory day. And this is the Prime Minister, our existing Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina. She is the daughter of father of nation. After 20 years of, Bangabandhu, why it is black? It is black because he killed with his 26 family members. Only this lady and her one sister was then in India, in Delhi, in the shelter of Indira Gandhi. They survived. That's why this one is black and this one is red. There is a meaning of it, of this picture. So she is now our Prime Minister, and she is working very well. She is doing very well. Our population is 163.7 million, statistics of the 2019, and GDP per capita income is 828. GDP growth, and this is one of the statistics just for you I want to skip. The main portion I need to recent statistics about Bangladesh. So it's a glimpse to give you the idea of Bangladesh. Bangladesh progressed significantly from 2000 to 2019, because you see in 2019, in 2000 it was poverty rate was 31.5%, extreme poor people. But right now it is 12.9%. It's a big achievement. And you see 50% we reduced within 19 years. And most of you know that sometimes some natural disaster occurs in Bangladesh, in India as well. Last time, it's funny, we know Bulbul, some many natural disasters comes and just affected some parts of India, Odisha and some other areas. In Bangladesh, mostly in a year, twice or thrice in a year, tidal cyclone and the storm, it occurs. So it never affects our poverty reduction. We are facing this sort of problem, and for your information, Bangladesh became developing country from least developing countries 2 years before. Already UN declared it based on our various indicators and variables like maternal mortality rate, like poverty alleviation, like education, etc., etc. So it's a very good news to us. And our GDP rate, you see, it is 7.9 in my early slides. I need to show you our GDP. That is 7.9. Many of you know our economy, I think. It is growing very fast because the people of Bangladesh, they are now getting good leadership and they are going ahead. So now I need to come about my project. what kind of project we have intervened. Why government and non-government organizations fail to reduce the poverty rate? Why library has shown them the way of changing lives of the extreme poor people? Basically, I can say you boldly that this is the model project for the government that we are undertaking. We took the name of the project is the Digital School Library for Extreme Poor Children. We undertaken it in one district, 2 upazilas, total school. There was 5 plus 5 and 10 schools we selected. Total direct beneficiaries was 1,000, and target people, children, parent teachers association, school management committee, CBO means community based organizations, and elite people. They were the target people. And project duration was 3 years from January 2015 to December 2017. Implemented by Concern Worldwide. This is one of the international NGO. Basically, they work with our government, and I worked there as a consultant of that organization in Concern Worldwide. It is funded by Irish Aid. It was 3 years project. So the question is, why one district? For your information, during our baseline survey, the Ministry of Education did a baseline survey just before our project intervention. They found that the area, Shariatpur, that is one of the districts whose dropout rate is higher than all other districts, all other areas. And the people, even all areas they are going to school, they are working, but that area is completely blocked by the river. So it's like a deep, deep, it's like a circle. They cannot move anywhere. So these students are not going to school at all. Their dropout rate, their retention rate, etc. is very, very bad. So we just intervened our project here. So this is the area basically. It's the Shariatpur district. We have chosen these districts just for this. That is, there was a justification to select the area. And the Upazila is Goshaidhat and Badalganj. This is the primary statistical unit basically that we have surveyed. And innovative library approach adopted in the project. How? You see, during baseline survey we found that government and NGO past experience in poverty elimination was not good. And library, if we set up over there a library, of course it will work because it will have a recreation room, it will work as a training center, it will be able to involve people with income generating activities if we do our counseling properly. And it ensures child schooling, it decreases dropout rates and connects parent teachers association, school management committee, community based organizations and community people as well, and disseminate knowledge as a learning center. It was our idea in mind that we kept behind before interventing our project. And our hypothesis is, you see the photograph, it's a very happiest moment. That guy just tell her that education is very expensive, so we will not give our son to school. Oh, why it is needed? Just like this, when we move here and there during our data collection, they all show disinterest of education, of schooling. So during our baseline survey, we found that yes, children stay outside for playing. They are not staying at home and they are not working anywhere. Watch TV. Just to for your information, when we survey, we asked some people, we asked some children, do you know the name of our president in Bangladesh? They said no. But when we asked, who is the actor of Don? Who is the actor of Raman? They said yes, Shah Rukh Khan. So this is the difference basically we found, because they are always fond of to watch TV, movie. Where they get it, in the club, in the marketplace. In the whole locality there may be 4 or 5 TV. So they move over there. So they don't know anything, but they are only spending time by watching movie. It is our main indicator to learn the people. We just catch it up. We need to design some sort of small documentary, because they are always very fond of some watching movie. Parents thought education is very expensive. school was boring to children. And breaking the tradition, the project decided to select corner room. I mean, in the school corner room, where some cattles in the rural areas, some cattles are taking shelter over there. Some people are just managing cattles in the corner area. We select that, yes, the corner area will be their library as a school, in library for providing necessary learning and teaching on SDI, and selective dissemination of information services we provide over there, and children will be motivated to learn it. Purpose of this study, basically the idea sharing, change the lives of the extreme poor children and sustainability as well. Achieved outcomes should be shared in the relevant bodies. Best practices should be treated as a role model in developing a strategy for education. This is for the government. Our target is that we will design one project, work over there, that will be the model to the government. That yes, library can do. Library can create can-do attitude among the people. And finally, it has been succeeded in its attempt to adapt it for changing lives of the other marginalized people. And as the project has been succeeded, so we suggested government, why not you are introducing this with another marginalized people, say for example pavement dwellers, slum dwellers, the indigenous people, especially the tribes, the third gender people, or the vagrant homes who are not working at all. So this can be a model for them as well. And ensuring rights as citizens for the extreme poor people. Our prime motto was this, that they will have to concern about their rights and entitlements. Objective, the objective was how at the end of the project we fixed up this five objective, and statistically we achieved it. At the end of the project, we achieved the following: improve pass rate to 60% from 10%. Pass rate improved, and from 40%. It was when we started survey, we have seen 40% of their improvement rate. It has been increased up to 90%. I will, if you permit, I will show you the full text, the full document. Because of time constraint, I did not send it earlier. So I have taken with me here, and here also I have given. There are all methodology explained over there, and 50% of school management committee and parent teachers association involved in development and implementation of school level. They become very empowered. The mother and father of these boys or girls, they become very empowered as well. The poorest children and their parents got a good idea on. They know about equality. The cross-cutting issues. They know about right-based approach. They know about HIV/AIDS. This is also very important to them, and they are concerned about their right and entity. Even we have seen that a lot of people, they are just beating their wife. Wife doesn't know. If she goes for legal action, there will be someone who will protect him. They doesn't know. They think that he has been born for beating. No problem. No, when we asked why your husband is beating him, he said it's very natural. We cannot say anything. No, you have every right. We just library take the responsibility to teach them, both of them, counseling. So it has been reduced significantly. So our next slide is methodology, how we work over there. There are a lot of methodology we applied because that area is very remote area, and when we surveyed it was disaster. The flood completely, from January to April it was completely flood. Our 20 members, they faced many problems during that. I have some photos over there. Shariatpur, sample size 1,000, I mentioned to you earlier. Several methods were undertaken and qualitative and quantitative methods were applied. Especially you see AI. AI worked over there, appreciative inquiry. We just physically went to our boys and girls, the extreme poor children, and just motivated them. Yes, Mr. Rohim, you know to sing a song very well. So why not you are singing a song? They said no, they feel very shy. But provoking them continuously, appreciating them, we heard that yes, they are like a singer. Even at the national level, we did not find this kind of singer. I promise, we have found this sort of experience, this sort of generosity of the extreme poor children. So this is appreciative inquiry method we apply. And HGD we made mother and father, and KII we did, and consultation, observation, personal interview, analysis, secondary documents, etc. etc. Particularly, I will show you some question here, then you will be able to know it. The data have been collected by a team of 20 members from January to June 2015. Survey. PCR means project completion report. During project completion report, we asked some question to them, and they mentioned. Our first question, when we designed question, our first question was, we set up milestone, what we will achieve by this question. And our question was, how do you feel about the digital collections of the school library, like short videos on Mina cartoon? I think many of you don't know Mina cartoon. Mina cartoon is very popular, made by UNICEF for the children. That is very, very popular in the teenagers, I mean by extreme poor people, student, and primary level student. So, আমাদের school, this means our school, জীবনের জন্য library, etc. etc. And we did KII with EON. EON means Upazila Nirvahi Officer. He is the chief executive of the Upazila. We did KII with him. He said, yes, this is very important, but all students are interested. Traditionally, you cannot teach them. You are not capable to teach them traditionally because they are not the student who will just go to school and read, come back again. They have to work, they have to help their parents first, they have to survive first, then they will do something for society. Like this. So, this video, I mean short documentary, it works to create interest among them. And our second question was, this is basically for achieving milestone outcome 1. How did we improve our passing rate, pass rate? Do you conduct any session for library management, or do you observe during the? We asked this question to the school management committee. We did one HGD. They said no, we don't conduct any session for library management. And our second question was, you see, what do you observe during classroom and library observation? Do you follow any format or checklist for this purpose? They said yes, observe neat and cleanness of the library and classroom and the children as well, attentiveness of library, etc. etc. They said properly. For achievement second, you see outcome second, we did this sort of question and they replied in the similar way. I am just skipping this. Outcome 3, does we achieve? We asked the question, do you participate in any occasion of the library? What of this occasion in this participation helpful? How? Mother, I mean 16 mother we asked through an exhibit. They replied that yes, book fair. I mean we organized book fair, small book fair. They enjoyed it. Cultural program, mothers assembly, drama, etc. I told you that it is after the completion of the project we surveyed. And they said also yes, we become aware about the importance of the education of the children and also on the social issues in relation to the development of the children. For outcome 4, you see, 50% of the SMCs and Parent Teachers Association involved in development and implementation of the school level. These are the structure I am skipping. This is also the structure, and what we achieved immediately. I am just paying your kind attention. You see, we achieved low attendance and dropout rates are significantly reduced. The pass rates, enrollment rates, retention rates of the extreme poor children have been increased. Dramatic changes have been taking place in their behavior because their attitude, aptitude, expression, that was very faulty. That was not like a child. So, not even the children, even their parents as well, the project changed their attitude as well. Even the community people attitude have been changed. And conscious about their rights and entitlements. And you see, long-term impact, basically milestone to eradication of illiteracy in Bangladesh, introduce library as a role model to others and provide support to build extreme poor people educated and civilized. Finally established their rights and entitlements. And how? Now question arises. Which method we applied? You see, what we did earlier, we earlier prepared one beneficiary profile. You know about, I think all of you know SDI, Selective Dissemination of Information, its states. As a librarian, we keep it in our mind. As a professor, as a faculty member, is the user profile, document profile, then matching, notification, then feedback, and it's a cybernetic system. And this is the 6th step that we followed over there in SDA. Finally, all this steps we followed here, you see. We choose user profile. And to choose a user profile, we have to explore the internal potentiality. Say for example, introduce the project team, we just told them, and organize a story of life session in different groups through appreciative inquiry. Their story, why are they were earlier, why they are here now, and where they would like to go, what he would be in their future, etc. And we just analyze their dreams. Categorize their potentiality based on interest and age, create beneficiaries profile, and finally we created beneficiaries. And second step is document profile. So you see, document profile means what kind of training, this is called training profile, what kind of training they need. We just analyze this. Develop plan on best suited training for SMC, I mean school management committees, parent teachers association, and community leaders. Hearing from them, we decided that what kind of training he needs. Shared motivating lessons to poor parents for sending their children to schools. We just motivated the poor father that why you are not sending your son to school. Help for reading and spending time in the library. We several times visited their home, given them gifts, and requested them come to the corner room of the school. I mean that is where we set up a library, and we just set up one PC, one dangle, and not only one PC, there were 2 or 3 PC, one dangle and one operator. So they are always just moving there, watching movie, learning something from them, and playing with it. Develop need-based training profile, and thus we prepare training profile. And step third, now matching. You see, develop digital resources modules for targeted people. Matching who needs what, and develop best suited training modules. Arrange training by formal, informal, and in-person activities. Develop scripts and short videos. This was very tough, and it has taken time. Short videos, because 4 or 5 minutes videos we watched them, and they are very brilliant. Just watching them, they said yes, we could do it. Say for example, for income generating activity, we just taught them a barber tips, short video, 2 or 3, how a barber works. Their parents, who never watched earlier, he just watched it. We have given him the instrument, he practiced it, and finally he is capable to do it. And by this idea, income generating activity, he increased his income generating activities. So within a short video, there, 2 or 3 minutes video they watched and catch up it very quickly. So it works. Arrange psychosocial training for project staffs and project directors. It is needed because sometimes they are very much abused by some project people. That's why we also giving psychosocial counseling to our staff that never behave roughly with anyone. That is also part of our project. And measure training performance. We also measure their training performance. And finally, step 4, disseminate social information. This is also very important. Last, 2 basic anticipatory information services. We know information services are 2 types. One is on demand, the other one is anticipatory. And anticipatory services we started. School cholo jibon goro. It means come to school and build your life. Another one is jiboner jonno totto, information for life, which contain information related to health and hygiene, social norms and values, religious knowledge, respect to others. Even they don't respect to others because they don't have any education. So we taught them dignity of labor, roles and responsibilities of a citizen, work in a group, even hand wash, they did not know. Through this project, they have learned. So this we did as an anticipatory services. What we created, digital school library in practice, you see, we have created their can-do attitude. They said earlier, they are very limping. Every time they said, we cannot do, we cannot do. Even our student, when we asked our first year, second year, third year student, yes, you can. You just stand up and say it. They said, no, I cannot. And life is science, I think. The information has the power to create a can-do attitude in everybody's mind, if he follows properly. So we have created their can-do attitude, developed and demonstrated video on how to be the good parents, how to be, because they are beating their wife. Sometimes some wife are very much depressed, suppressed, oppressed by their husband, and the community people as well, because they are poor. So we did a good counseling for them. And you see, Performance assessed by monitoring and evaluation team during midterm review. We did also midterm over there during the half time of the project properly. Organized book fair, cultural programs and motivation. We had a huge fund from concern worldwide. We got a huge fund. You see this photograph. This is very interesting. Lakshmanji, I am just requesting you to watch it. This is the Irish cricket team who visited Bangladesh, and I myself, I was the anchor of the event. I myself took them over there in Shariatpur. The total cricket team, I took them there, and I organized a charity cricket match with the children of the extreme poor over there. You see, I was our national team is here with Irish cricket team because it is funded by the Ireland government. So they did not deny when me and our project, our country representative requested them. They have visited that area, and it motivated them seriously. It motivated them because they have seen the cricket, they have watched the cricket in the television, but getting them inside of them, they become very happy. So this sort of motivational job we made, and it is international coverage. You see that event, international media covered this news, and how their lives have been transformed. You see, their access to service have been increased. They are now concerned about health services, and 95% of the poor people in 2 upazilas receive medical services. Medical service is free. They did not know it earlier. That area is completely a remote rural area. Even there is no any electricity. They have an internal arrangement for giving them electricity for 6 hours in a day, in 24 hours. So that type of area we worked. And increased access to legal aid services, and encouraged for training on income generating activities and sending their children to school. Raised voice, this is very important. Why? Library science, after a good job, doing 1,000 good jobs, why we are submissive? Because in India, Bangladesh, everywhere, I think, especially in the sub countries, we could not raise our voice. That is the problem. We know many things, but because of raising voice, failing to raising voice, we are not we are not taking the opportunity as a leader. Some other people are taking this. So we told our project beneficiaries that yes, you have every right to entitled as a citizen to get every rights and entitlements. Say for example, why your husband will beat you? Why you will not send your son to school? Because it is free. They don't know. It is free, completely free. We give them the knowledge. And they know how to work in a group.